amigos, my name is Rory McLean. Firstly, I want to say a quick couple of thank yous. Firstly to Sylvia Ville for helping me film this right now. To Rob Chapman for lending me his Two Notes Torpedo cab simulator for this video and the last couple of videos. It just makes everything sound better, so thanks again to Rob. This is actually Dave Hollingworth's camera, so thanks to Dave. And lastly to you guys, I've noticed short little spikes in my subscriber count, and I can only assume that's you guys sharing this, and yeah, that's amazing, so thank you very much. I thought what I'd do for this video is literally just run through some comments, answer a couple of questions. A lot of people have been asking about inspirations and how I kind of approach writing music. That is probably a whole series of videos on its own, so I'll answer a couple of questions and give you kind of gist of that, but I'll shoot some more videos more in depth, so we'll get to that. Okay, so we got Harry Saw asking if there's any Alter Bridge influences in the first How to Play riff video I did. I don't listen to them as much as I should. I tend to, with music that sits closely to mine, I tend to kind of acknowledge it and then let it be, because it's so close to what I do that I'll start soaking up too much of it and lose my own kind of influence over the music. So I definitely endorse Alter Bridge. They're a wicked band, and having this pointed out will probably make me go and listen to more. They do have a song, there's a song called Still Remains, which a couple of weeks ago I just had on repeat over and over, because the riff is so fat. So next up is Olkay, who said the last chord of the riff is too much of a stretch for my fingers. That's going to be a hard one. Some lessons on the theory behind the way you play your clean and dirty stuff would be much appreciated. Firstly, I have a stupid habit of overstretching chords. I think I worked out with Dave ages ago, the longest I can stretch is, what's that, 6 frets? Sounds horrible, but you get weird voicings, like stretching out. So yeah, I apologise for that, I just have a habit of doing that. All I can say is just keep going. I think I had to get used to stretching. I wanted to hit the notes of the chord, so I just pushed myself to be able to play it, I think. And that's all I can really suggest. If you just keep going, like, you'll get there. And I'll definitely do some, again, same as inspirations, I'll do some videos on kind of theory as well, because theory plays a large part in how I, not necessarily write music, but analyse it once I've written it. So yeah, I'll shoot probably again a whole nother series of videos on that, so stay tuned. Okay, so Bob has said, I don't know how much I've watched this part of the riff in Rob's video, now I have to learn to play guitar. Yes you do, buddy, come join us. Lucas has asked what pedals and effects I was using in the clean riff video. That was actually just my Tysco direct into a Victory V50 through the Two Notes Torpedo into Logic, so there's no effects or pedals. There's a bit of post-production, just a tiny bit of reverb, but yeah, for the most part it's just the head and the cab. But yeah, it does sound great, I'm really pleased with it. Armin has asked, who/what helped you develop your unique style of playing? That again, I guess, ties in with influences, and there's just so much to talk about on that. I am going to have to shoot more videos on it. Sorry to keep you waiting, but I will answer them all in depth and as helpfully as I can, and I'm going to sweep over it now. I think the short answer would be that I always wanted to sound like myself, and I didn't really know how I wanted to do that. And I remember when I first discovered Muse and heard Matt Bellamy's playing, that was the first piece of music where I couldn't trace the music back to the original idea. Everything else you can kind of hear, okay, that song was built around the chord progression and everything stemmed from there, or clearly, you know, the beat is the backbone of that song and everyone's written around that. Whereas I think it was Plug-in Baby, I heard that riff and I was like, where is that coming from? How do you write a song like that? And my aim from that point to this day has always been to kind of recreate that and write a riff where it's mysterious, and there's some mystique about it, and it's confusing in a pleasurable way. So just that thought influenced my playing a lot, and I'd sit and play guitar and I would wait until I confused myself, and then I'd be like, right, okay, that's my starting point, and then I keep going until I confuse myself more. And to be honest, for a long time, it wasn't very good, or needed a lot of tweaking, and I think still does. I've come a long way, but you can always progress. But that would be my first advice. I think is like try and just do something different and disregard everything until you get to a point where you're like, actually, I've never heard this before. I wasn't expecting, the two semitones apart to work in that riff, but it's confused me, so I'll keep going. As I say, I'll talk more about that at a later date, but that's a good starting point, I think. Okianto has asked if I can make a lesson on the riff from Rob's video from 10:31 to 11:03, which is another very old riff of mine, but one of my favourites, and that is definitely coming. That's actually it's kind of sandwiched in between two, it's not a complete song, but sandwiched in between two other riffs, which are kind of cool. So I'll either finish the song, upload it and show you the whole thing, or show you where it's at the moment and then record it and you can see the progression. I don't know what I'll do, but I'll get that up as soon as possible, man. So Luke Hill has said some very nice things and asked how long I've been playing. I actually started learning bass guitar when I was 13, and I'm 27 now, so I've been playing music for 14 years. I think I bought a guitar about a month into learning bass, and I kind of always messed around in it, but all of my lessons, all of my theory, everything that I've learnt has been on bass guitar, and it's really only the last 5 or 6 years where I've gone to my electric guitar before my bass and played more electric guitar. Learning on bass, I guess, has probably changed my approach to how I play the electric guitar. I don't shred. I have great respect for people that do, but it's just not what I do. I'm all about riffs, and that probably stems from locking in with the kick drum and just monotone fat bass lines. So yeah, I hope that answers your question. Okay, Anthony Cook has asked who are my main influences. Again, this is really hard for me to summarise, because I think when I was younger, it's all I wanted to know from my guitar heroes. Not that I'm your guitar hero, but I know what it's like to want to know the answer to that question, and I want to answer them fully and as helpfully as I can. So to summarise, I can give you a couple of bands to go check out. There's a band called Big Bad Voodoo Daddy, who are like big band swing, but it's modern production. It sounds fat. There's some really good songs. Those guys are great. Tom Waits had a pretty big inspiration on me, more from his approach to music, because it wasn't, again, it confused me. Tom Waits, if you don't know, he will layer up a whole load of first takes of him just hitting trash cans or hitting human bones together, and he just concocts this like music that isn't music, and that caught my attention. Matt Bellamy, as I mentioned, I'm not such a massive fan of Muse recently, but their earlier stuff, coupled with the age I was at and the state of playing I was at, that completely, all I listened to was Muse for 2 years. They're really good. Sixth, I really like, again, their kind of approach to music. I think they pioneered a lot of what's going on today and don't get a lot of credit for, so if you don't know Sixth, go and check them out for sure. Who else have we got? more recently I've been listening to, there are bands, but it's all written by one guy. But the band is called The Deer Hunter. Deer as in dear so and so in a letter. Again, it's not particularly heavy, and it's not really the sort of music that I normally listen to. But the songwriting is just incredible. Everything I've checked out, whether I like the music or not, the songwriting behind it is really good. So I can recommend The Deer Hunter. I saw them live as well, and they blew me away. They were so good. The guy has an incredible voice, and they're owning it right now. So check out The Deer Hunter. Okay, so Badgeby has said, do you have a band? It's nice to see some fresh riffing among hundreds of YouTubers that are playing technically great, doing fine videos, but don't really have much interesting to say in terms of making new, non-cliche music. Firstly, comments like this blow my mind. Thank you so much, because that's, to me, I just feel like I'm playing guitar. You know, I think I take for granted that maybe I approach things a little differently, and doing these videos and getting comments like this kind of highlights to me that I have something I can share and that people are interested in, and it's just super humbling, and I'm looking forward to sharing them, so thank you. Do I have a band? Yes, I do. We're a very early band. We're currently recording the first single, which is a track called Taking the Best Advice, and the band is called Big Zillion. At this point, there is nothing to find online, but we are going to get some stuff up very soon, and I will keep you guys updated on that, so stick around if you want more. Okay, so that's kind of, throughout the comments I've got so far, I think that's kind of the most of the questions that I can answer direct to you guys. If there's anything at all that you guys want to know, you know, theory and approach to writing, influences, all of that I will cover. If there's anything in particular within those topics, just let me know. Leave a comment on this video or any of the others, I'll find them. Thank you guys for subscribing and sharing, and yeah, this is just a lot of fun. I'm enjoying it, and I hope you guys are too. The music that I think you may have heard, I don't know how I'll edit this yet, but the music probably towards the beginning of this video is a riff I've been working on recently. I actually discarded it when I wrote it because I didn't like it, but it didn't confuse me enough. And then I bought the Bronco, and I think it was the first thing I played. When I picked the Bronco up, I played that riff and just came up with a whole load of other stuff. I was chilling at Rob's yesterday with Sylvia and couldn't stop writing new parts to it, so I'm going to try my best to track that as a whole track, or just some parts, and get that up very soon, and show you guys some proper, you know, contextual music, so you can hear a full track from my brain to yours. Yeah, so thank you guys for checking this out. Like I say, I've noticed little spikes in my sub counts, and really appreciate that, because I can only assume it's you guys sharing it, which I hope means you're enjoying it, and that's just really cool. So thank you very much. I will see you soon. Peace out. I've been Rory.